Hey guys, it's Rennie here. Another Tuesday, another Vault video. This is Season 3, Week 13. I think we did every single character this week except for the Warlock. The Warlock is still sitting untouched. We're going to get to that character eventually. And as you can see, we did a lot on the Hunter. The Hunter was pumping, which we're still working on editing those Zero to Keystone Hero videos. We're obviously not done with that yet. We'll save him for last. We'll go ahead and get through these characters, talk a little bit about our plans for videos going forward. Now let's go ahead and get started with the Paladin. So Paladin, because of the Super Bowl, we weren't able to do Tendril progression, so we went ahead and did Reclear. So we're going to have 2 Mythic boxes, 1 Heroic box, and I believe 1 Dungeon box. What do I need on this character? I mean, for main spec, I need a Mythic Venusaur blood, but I think the chances of that are so small that I would rather just go Ret, and maybe we can get a Ret trinket or a Ret weapon. We still don't have the legendary. I think this is week. We've killed Heroic 9 times with the Bad Luck Protection and have nothing yet. It's starting to get to the point where I honestly don't know if I'll even craft it, because I just don't see myself playing Ret ever really outside of dungeons, which were 3k right now, and I don't really have any intention of pushing higher than this, so I might just be farming it for the DK only, and maybe I'll pick up the Warrior, but yeah, not a whole lot of interest right now in Ret. We'll go ahead and open as Ret. Maybe we can get like a Smolderon trinket or something. Another Pips. No stats on it, unfortunately. Oh, crit haste necklace. It's kind of interesting. That wouldn't be terrible as like a Ret substitute because I wouldn't want to use Lariat for Ret. Or Myth chest we already have, and Myth shoulders, which we've already got. Or we take a socket. We do have a socket. We do need a socket here, but we have 4 tokens already, so I think I honestly am going to take the Myth neck for Ret, and then I can move embellishments around a little. I would rather do that personally than take the socket now. I can take a socket next week, you know, no big deal. And this is reasonably well statted for Ret. Crit haste is pretty good. So, we'll take it. We're really hoping for like a Smolderon trinket there. Ashes or Signet brand, but yeah, that's okay. Now, the majority of these characters, it's going to be the same as last week where we just did straight 18s, get them 1 myth piece. I think there are a couple other ones that have like 4 dungeons done. We did do Mythic Raid on 1 other character, now that Mythic Raid's crossed realm, so the Evoker's going to have some extra slots, but the Priest, just 118. We need a belt, Mythic chest, Myth weapon. That's really it. You know, we've got double Myth trinkets, we've got a really good Myth ring, we've got Myth tier in almost all the slots. I mean, this Priest it's pretty good. We're just going to go ahead and open a Shadow. I mean, those are Myth boots. The stats are pretty bad. They do have Spirit, which is kind of interesting. The Spirit isn't, like, amazing, but it is free mana regen. We do lose haste, though, and I think if we catalyze this, we would lose the Spirit on it. Or we take a socket. Honestly, I think I might just take the socket. Like Myth Boots, I don't really care. That might be the wrong pick long term, but we have a Lariat, so a socket is actually pretty useful for us. A little more useful than normal. And we'll just go ahead and put it in our Myth Helm. Obviously, that makes sense for it. Well, yeah, fine. Totally fine. Next, we got the Shaman. Just 118. I think we're still rolling Enhance for hopes of I don't know, a sick trinket maybe. For Ellie and Resto, we already have a maxed Myth shield. We don't have a Myth weapon. We do have a heroic. I think it's a heroic Farok weapon. It's either heroic or normal Farok weapon for healing in Ellie. Oh, it's a normal one. I mean, we can go Ellie, you know. Let's just go Ellie and just see what happens. I guess if I got a myth weapon, I would take it. Some myth tier would be nice too. Oh, a myth mirror. We have 0 tokens as of yet. I feel like mirror is actually decent. I don't think it's like game breaking or anything disgusting, but I think it's okay. Especially in AoE, it tends to be pretty decent. Well, maybe not with Elemental. It's pretty mid for Ellie, but I haven't been playing Ellie. What about Enhance? It's pretty good on Enhance. It's actually, I think it's probably better than Sandglass. Yeah, we'll take it. You know, just mess around with trinkets. Why not? You know, if I was like close to a socket, I would take one, but 2 tokens is not really worth much. I'll play around with myth trinkets. You know, I feel like you don't get them very often, so if you see a cool one, maybe worth taking it, even just to play around with. All right, Evoker next. So the Evoker, we joined a friends guild for their myth clear, and we killed, it was either 4 or 5 bosses. It took us about an hour. You know, it was pretty fast. I think they're like 7 or 8 of 9 mythic, and our guild's 7 of 9 mythic, so I'm going to try to do that every week on at least one character. I wish Cross Realm Mythic was open more, but that's not going to be till War Within, it sounds like. So we're going to have 2 Mythic Raid slots, I believe. And then 1 dungeon. I mean, what are we hoping for? Myth Chest. Myth Offhand would be okay. Like, what are we hoping for from the raid specifically? We did the first 4. Staff is pretty meh. There is a myth chest, so that's cool. There's a decent belt. Myth gloves would also be nice. Volcross, it's a bunch of shit. And Council. Pips. A Pips would be cool. I mean, yeah, we'll just open it as Devastation. We played Dev and we did reasonably well. You know, we got like high blue parses. Ooh. Okay, so I see myth gloves and a myth chest. The myth weapon, we already have a better one, so we're okay without it. I think we take the chest, just because the chest is more item levels. Not more item levels, rather, but more budget per item level. So yeah, I think we're going to take the chest from myth. Upgrading a chest gives you way more primary stat and secondaries than upgrading gloves. So, we're good with that. Yeah, that's a pretty good pickup. Wasn't a Pips, but that's okay. And we haven't really seen too many Pips. I think we have 3 Pips overall out of our 12 characters we're playing. So next is the Druid. The Druid just did 1 dungeon. You know, we go in and tank something as bear, then leave. It's pretty simple. Not super invested in the character right now. Maybe one day I'll play Feral. I think Feral would be an interesting spec to learn. I think Feral and Arcane Mage are on our short list of let's learn these. But in terms of gear, Myth Pants, Myth Gloves. I guess I would take a Myth Ring. Like a Mastery Haste Ring. Or Haste Verse. I think I'd prefer the Dark Heart one. We'll go ahead and go Feral, though. Maybe we get a cool trinket. Myth Helm. We've already got it. So, looks like we're taking the socket. We do have Lariat, so the socket is pretty useful for us. Now, where am I going to stick it? I don't know which slots I have open. I actually don't really have anything I want to put it on yet. Well, that's kind of disappointing. Can we craft anything? No, we can't. Well, maybe we craft something like bracers and put it on there. I don't know. We'll just hold on to it for now. We'll decide later. I'm kind of dragging ass on these vaults. We've got like 8 more to get through. It's already been 8 or 9 minutes. I'm sorry. Getting distracted talking about stuff. Alright, next we got the Monk. The Monk did 118, and then I did some shitter Wormcrest keys. My friends, we all took turns doing worm keys on like new alts we hadn't played. We needed the tank, so I got some Worm Crest just to fill out my last remaining piece. I think this ring. I think we're probably going to craft a ring. What are we hoping for as from the myth piece? I mean, gloves. Gloves or a ring or a trinket. That's really it. We'll go ahead and set our loot as Windwalker. Maybe we get like a myth Midas. Verse haste ring. Man, the haste is really bad. Haste is actually awful. Or we take a socket. I think we're taking a socket. And then we can socket our myth helm or a belt. Honestly, the belt's probably better because we're going to be using that embellishment forever. So go ahead and socket that. So, yep, altar finishing out with sockets now. DK. All I did was a Farrak kill and an 18. We did not get the legendary, obviously. I would have said something prior. But we'll continue to try and get him, because I foresee myself playing in Season 4, and there's a good chance they're going to let you upgrade the legendary in Season 4, so I would like to get it on at least the DK. I care a little less about the Paladin and the Warrior, but the DK would be nice to have. Again, myth pieces, chest, shoulders. A ring would be okay if it's the right stats. A case verse would be decent. Yeah. Not too many pieces left here. Not too many left. Okay, that is a verse haste ring. I'm pretty happy with that. Sure. And that means we can use Aspect Crest to upgrade the last ring eventually. Look at that, Dreaming of Aspects. Boom. That's not bad. Okay, where the fuck is it? 481.69. And now we've just got to grind out aspects to upgrade the last of our pieces. Cool. Chugging on through. Mage. I kind of abandoned the Mage this week, which kind of sucks because I was really enjoying playing it. Maybe I'll play it a bit more this coming up week. I like the Mage a lot right now. Frost is pretty fun. Fire is also fun. I haven't played a lot of Arcane, but I think we will get there eventually. I would like to learn that spec. So we just did 118. I think we're like 460 something, so most slots are going to be an upgrade unless it's a duplicate. We would love a tier piece, so we could catalyze for 4 piece this week. We have 3 right now. I guess I could actually finish out KSM, huh? This is the yeah. Okay, so either I get KSM 4 piece or I get it from the vault here. Last week we took boots, which is pretty unexciting. Pants. For pants we already have. Man, that's... I mean, it's good. The legs are the higher statted, one of the higher statted pieces with chest and helm. But could have been like 60 item levels instead of, 20. Or I guess it's 13. But yeah, okay, sure, whatever. Where did they go? Cool, so we're 463. Slowly making our way up. Maybe we'll get a heroic run in this week. Alright, now we're getting to the rats. So the DH, I did 8 of 9 heroic. And then I did a bunch of worm keys. So we're going to have 2 dungeon slots at like 470-ish item level. And then we're going to have 3 heroic slots. I think we're hoping for... like Thornclaw or Claw would be really cool to see. Honestly, any of the raid trinkets would be nice, I think. Bandolier would be pretty cool. And 4-piece would also be nice, because we're nowhere near KSM on this character, so... Gonna open his Havoc. Okay, some interesting pieces. So, Hero Waist, which is a very large item level upgrade. Hero Helm, which we have. A Heroic Pips, which is interesting. I like that. Also, a Heroic Mirror. Or we can get 4-piece. Ooh. I kind of want to take the Pips. Raid Trinkets are really annoying to get. I think Pips is pretty good for both specs. It's not the best on single target, but on multiple targets, yeah, I'm going to take the Pips. Mirror is also probably not terrible, but I like having the raid trinkets. If we do another raid this week, we'll almost... I mean, I don't want to say 100%, but we're very likely to get 4-piece. You know, we're on the Dreadful token, which is pretty low representation. You know, it's DK, Warlock, DH, so we have a pretty good chance of getting 4-piece. So I'm fine with taking the Raid Trinket, honestly. Okay, I got 2 more rats, and then the Hunter. So the Warrior, again, I did a bunch of worm keys, so we're going to have 2 dungeon slots. I think 473 and 470 are the 2 pieces. What are we hoping for? I mean, really, anything is an upgrade at this point. I think I've been playing Prot a little bit, so maybe like a shield would be good. Another piece for 2-piece. I don't want to roll as Prot though. I want to roll. Ooh, actually, I do want. I have to roll as Prot to get a shield, don't I? So I guess we're just gonna go ahead and roll as Prot and hope we don't get a meme tank trinket. Okay, legs with speed, pretty good. It's 36 item levels, or a helm. Crit mastery. I mean, I think we take the piece with speed, right? It's the same item level. One is going to get catalyzed. Having speed on one is perfectly fine. Well, actually, that's mastery crit. What do these turn into? Hold on, let me just briefly glance at the set. I'm just curious what the stats turn into. Haste verse. Okay, yeah, we're taking the legs. Those are good stats for Prot. So haste verse and speed. You like to see that. 447. Baby steps on that character. And the rogue, I did 2 or 3 keys. I didn't even get a second vault. So it's just going to be one 470 piece. Weapon would be nice. A weapon or tier, pretty much. Slowly fill this character out. The Warlock we still haven't touched, and obviously we still have the Hunter after this. The Hunter's the exciting one on our road to 0 to hero survival. So we're 442. I mean, this character's pretty ratty. And we're lucky to beat the tank in some cases, if the tank is geared. I mean, let's just hope for a weapon. Or another piece to catalyze for 2-piece. Hey, a weapon! Look at that. Very nice. Ask and ye shall receive. Maybe that'll be the title of the YouTube video. $30 item level increase on the weapon. Okay, and the Hunter. The Hunter, we did LFR just to finish out our Emerald Dream quest line, so we could get the free worm token, which we used on boots. We crafted boots. Last week we crafted boots and a weapon at 476. We did, I don't know, 15 dungeons. We got a lot of score. We got some okay loot. We did 418, so we're going to have 2 myth pieces and 1 hero piece. And as you can see, we're 467. Last week we took a myth chest. We also crafted an alchemist stone just to have a better trinket because we were using a 430 trinket. Our last bad piece is bracers. But really, we're hoping for a weapon. A weapon or a myth helm would be huge. So that's what we're hoping for. We've got lots of crests. I think we're going to be upgrading the lariat next. And we'll see what we feel like after that. Go ahead and open a survival. Really praying for a weapon here. Okay, well you see the weapon in the Raid Finder slot. That's not great. 480 Mastery Crit Neck. Awful stats. Mastery's our worst stat by far. 480 legs. Man, I just wasted crest upgrading these to 476. This is a good bet. Or a 476 crit versus belt with mid stats. Or a socket. I mean, I think we take the legs. The legs are a better long-term play. Again, it's the most stats. Yeah, this 467 to 476 is better right now, but I think long-term, the myth legs are better. Kind of unexciting, but that's the way it is sometimes. 467.94. Okay, and that's going to be it for the vault. Let's go ahead and look at the affixes this week. Tyrannical, Storming, Raging. Not great, not terrible. Raging is sometimes a pain. Storming is awful if you're melee, but if you're ranged, then it's kind of like, who cares? In terms of score, we did get 2344 last week, so our goal this week is to hit 2500. I think we can get it if we fill out our 18s. I really think we can get it this week. So that's going to be the goal, is to finish up 0 to hero, and then we'll see where we feel like going from there. But anyway, if you want to catch me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Veronix. I'll be streaming some more 0 to hero this week, plus our other alt keys and heroics. I've got another video dropping on Thursday, I believe, reviewing some hero talents. Specifically, we did the Oracle. I'll be looking at the rest later this week. Maybe doing another video on the weekend. The 0 to hero videos are coming. We're just editing them. I want to take my time and actually really learn how to video edit so that I can give you guys a good product. So I hope you'll stick around for that. And yeah, hopefully you guys have some good vaults. And we'll see you next time. Peace.